Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fleet's Sunday streaming. This time on a Monday. I know, what a shocking turn of events. But, well, that's the way it is. Well, there wasn't time to stream on Sunday. I was out for dinner with my family. So, you'll get Sunday streaming on a Monday. And I hope you'll all enjoy. So, when last we left off, British troops were committed in Argentina. And we were fairly close to actually crippling that front, although there were plans to remove certain elements from the equation, like the Cuban military and the Kingdom of Haiti and Santo Domingo, which would also secure us Caribbean dominance. Ongoing conflicts in South America and Australia are doing fairly well, although we had actually succeeded in an encirclement maneuver against some Australian divisions to the north, and we were actually pressing south with fairly good abandon. The Royal Navy was in a pretty strong position. We'd managed to get the RN to a point where, if I'm not mistaken, we're building destroyers, aren't we now? Yeah, no, we're building Newfoundland-class cruisers. And if I'm not mistaken, we should have all of the... Yeah, all 10 Cavendish are still around. There's also the dregs left over from the acquisition of the United States Navy, which are all serving as the Pacific Fleet of the Royal Navy. There's the submarines, which I think are serving in the Pacific as well. And the carriers, 2 Yorktowns, 1 Wasp, Ark Royal, 4 Illustriouses, 2 Lexingtons, Furious, Courageous, Glorious, Eagle, Hermes, and Langley. I don't know where Langley is, actually. She's somewhere. Right. So, for national focuses. No point doing Commonwealth ties until we've actually gotten to the point where that's useful. Which won't be until we've gotten to... Oh, come on. Come on, Fleet, use your brain. Until we've gotten to... We're gonna form the Anglosphere first, which gives us all of the cores we'll need for the Imperial Federation anyway, along with the US. Then I'm going to release all of the puppets required for the Imperial Federation, and we will get cores on... So not cores, we'll get that nice Imperial Federation colour and that wicked flag. So, without further ado, let us actually get on with forward momentum. Let's see if anyone's turned up for the stream, shall we? 2 people have turned up, that's pretty good. It is early in the day. Most people will probably catch this as a VOD or on the YouTube channel, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. It is obviously a bit of a weird time for it, but can't really slot it into my schedule anywhere else. But that's the way it is. That's the way it goes. So on we go. Yeah, it's the Hoi 4 streams. It takes a while for the game to actually put all the gears into place, mesh all the cogs, and get things rolling again. There we go. Underway. 1 hour gone forward. 2 hours. Okay, there we go. And I can bring things back up to 3 speed, I think. Yep, there we go. We're on. We're rolling. No, I'm going to get rid of those traits for now. I don't need that. So I've got the ports being built, everything else going on. We've got the amphibious landings planned for the Caribbean theatre, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. I keep throwing men against those encircled divisions, and if we can take that port, we can deny the Australians supplies in this region, which is exactly what we want to do. Because if we can do that, suddenly we have all the supplies and they have none. That would be the ideal. Of course, the Haitians are trying to send operatives into us. This is unsurprising. May as well use our factories to upgrade our intelligence sector. Even though brute force is probably going to be what's the thing that helps us. English! Do I speak it? Apparently not. Ooh, very nice. Second generation radar. That will come in very handy for the next generation of British capital ships. There we go. Three troops. Oh, yeah, they're dying now. That's some help to the northern front. The southern front is actually holding quite nicely. The Malayan troops are fighting incredibly hard. Like, really incredibly hard. Most of the power down here is not the Australians. It's their allies. Same thing here. Most of the striking power is the Argentinians, the Caribbean nations. Yeah, we need more. We need more naval bases. We're just not getting enough. Even with everything going on the way it is, it's still not enough supply. Even with air power flying from the Falklands, it's just not enough. We're waiting on the amphibious operation to seize Cuba. I mean, the Cuban divisions are all away, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do, and we have excellent divisions to do the job. The only thing that I am concerned about... I have completely forgotten to upgrade our medium airframes. I just... whoosh. Wellington's probably not. Beaufighters, again, probably not. Yeah, probably a Mosquito. Make it very fast. Give it a supercharger. A single small bomb bay. Give it a semi-elliptical wing. No special tail module. Non-strategic materials usage, after all, it is a Mosquito. Extra fuel tanks. Self-sealing fuel tanks. A reflex gun sight. That should be all for now. No defense turret, but I will actually have air-to-ground radar. There we go. Mosquito. Do we have a... Oh, there we go. Mosquito. Marvellous. And that will replace our Blenheims with something just as quick. If not quicker. Carry on. I don't think an enemy breakthrough in the south is likely. Our troops retreat from the front to reorganize, resupply, then throw themselves back in. Like I say, as soon as we can deliver the killing blow to Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti, we'll be in a position to categorically obliterate. Yeah, no thank you, British Malaya. Stay an integrated puppet, please. Okay, so they've taken... Okay, so we took the naval base there. Those gents have no supply anymore. Oh, okay. I can work with that. I can absolutely work with that. So pin them with most of the divisions, then go round them like that. Because, yeah, we hit them while he was just coming in with no orc. That's fine. It is literally just the Argentinians now. The Argentinians are fighting on numerous fronts. When, you know, their homeland is actually under threat, so you would think they would be withdrawing to try and, well, you know, save it. Apparently not. As the case may be. And again, supply situation in the south of Argentina is pretty bad. It's not what I'd call ideal terrain to fight in. Infrastructure's not terrible, especially not when we're fighting. But we could do with more infrastructure to actually send things to the fighting front. Okay, what just happened in Europe? Is that another Great War? Yeah, the Germans have gone to war with... Polish-Lithuanian Germany's gone to war... So the German Republic, sorry, has gone to war with the Poles, which is then going to drag in... Yeah, it's going to be Italy versus the French, which is probably going to lead to the collapse of the Italian... and the Italians have also gone to war with the Danubian Federation. So yeah, Italy and Germany are just going to collapse. Which will leave two power blocks in Europe. The Danubian Federation and the Italian Confederation, which doesn't include Italy. Yeah, it's a weird one. No, I don't understand it. Oh, good. New light airframe. Fantastic. Yeah, it would be a Tempest, wouldn't it? Tempest aren't radials, they're inlines with honking great. No, Wep is fine. I'm not going to go for an in-engine cannon. I am going to go for... Hispano's going to have elliptical wings. Supercharger. Small pressurized cabin. Self-sealing fuel tanks. Reflex gun sight. Armor plates. Does it really need them? It can have them. It's not going to really hurt that much. And yeah, give it air-to-air radar. Tempest. That'll do. Also just occurred to me that is not what a Tempest looks like. Can I get a Tempest, please? Or something that at least looks like... Oh, perfect. Oh. Steady. Oh! Oh, good heavens, I'm so sorry. Oh, I am so sorry. Oh. I don't know what came over me there. Heavy bomb locks, please. Brigand, that would be the twin-engined aircraft, wouldn't it? No, probably not. Yeah, Brigand is basically just a air-to-ground version of the Tempest. Although this will only have a semi-elliptical wing. Carry a wet wing. Because the long range is proving actually quite useful. And then I'll have heavy rocket rails and an anti-tank cannon, please. Supercharger. Dive brakes, reflex gun sight, small pressurized cabin, self-sealing fuel tanks, and armor plating. Perfect. So we got that. Now I just need whatever the what the land-based naval bomber for this period is, the Warwick. Do we even have anything for a naval bomber at this sort of... not really. The, what's it called? Oh, what have we got for naval aircraft? Oh, Sea Fang. Ah, that's fairly nice. And that does have contra-rotating propellers. Again. Carrying primarily Hispanos and a wet wing, supercharger, small pressurized cabin, reflex gun sight, self-sealing fuel tanks, armor plates, all the good stuff. Perfect. That'll replace the Seafire, which has actually nearly phased out the aircraft that it was replacing, which is good. And then we need the replacement for the Albacore. Yeah, which would be the Fairley Barracuda, wouldn't it? And again, that would have high aspect wings to give it better range, and it would also carry a wet wing. This will carry a single light machine gun turret. No, it doesn't need to carry a reflex gun sight. It's not a... it's not a... It's not a... Oh, come on, your fleet engaged brain. It's not a... It's not a fighter. Oh, hello. Okay, so Sea Fury is our naval strike asset. Okay. Alright, I can live with that. Wet wing. Heavy rocket rails. Anti-tank cannon. Supercharger. Armor plating. Reflex gun sight. Self-sealing fuel tanks. Small pressurized cabin. And dive brakes. And that'll then phase out the skewer as our close air support asset. There we go. I need to figure out what I'm going to replace the Beauforts with. That's that. Oh, hang on, I've lost me. I've lost me advanced mediums to the void. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, where is it gone? It's here somewhere. There it is. There, okay, so I need... the Warwick. What have we got? Sure, we must have something. Must be something we can use. Something relatively modern looking. Well, this looks a little bit like a Blackburn Firebrand. It'll do. Perfect, but it'll do. Armor plates. Extra fuel tanks. Small pressurized cabin. Wet wing. Self-sealing fuel tanks. All the good stuff. Perfect. And then boost the bombers up to 15. That will do. It's not perfect, but it will do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the forces in the Eastern Theatre to commence their final assault to break the Australians completely. Shouldn't be long now. Even though the Western Australian front is a little bit off kilter because of the Argentinians, the Northern front is just shattered wide open. Imperial troops are breaking it completely. Which is good. I can bypass this because the... Well, does the Soviet Union even exist? Are they even still a thing? Oh, they are. They're just... They're an independent state, but they're just a rump state in the middle of Siberia now. With little, if any, of their former combat power actually remaining. They've pushed us back a little bit into our own supply zone, but now they're going to be the ones afflicted by low supply. There'll be very little that the Argentinians can actually do. There we go. Construction engineering. We need the extra ability to construct infrastructure. Where are we in terms of... Could do with better cannon for our fighters. And I could do with high-powered piston engines for our aircraft as well, for whatever the next generation is. Oh dear, I am properly sniffy today. Okay, so here we go, embarking for the invasion of Cuba. As you do. There are some troops standing in the way, but well, these are the Marine divisions. It's almost suicidal for them to try and be stopped. They don't take 50% of the damage that the enemy's trying to inflict. It's just going to end one way. Our lads are going to get ashore. Let's see, is anyone actually here? Ah, yes, Lions is here. Dragon is... the question I would ask is, why did you let them fall, especially as they are Commonwealth Imperial Britain countries? What do you mean, let them fall? I didn't let anyone fall. It seems to be a semi-common occurrence that the German Republic ends up declaring war on Poland. More what you should be focusing on is just logistics at this point again. The problem is, I can't because I have to manage 5 different fronts. I can keep logistics flowing on a very basic level, but I can't do much more than that. I'm fighting on 3 different continents across the entire planet. It is sadly not as simple as just focusing logistics on one front. If it was, I probably would have won by now. The situation in South America goes fairly well. The Argentinians are burning their equipment and supplies on the battlefront. Our Marines are trying to get ashore in Cuba. They're doing fairly well. Oh my god, how many people are there on that shoreline? Oh my goodness, so many people. How... Okay, seriously, how many Cubans are there? Oh my goodness, the size of the armed forces of these nations. Oh my god. It's massive. Good liberty ling long, that is insane. It's a huge amount of kit. If we can get ashore in Cuba, we'll be fine. Probably need... Yeah, I could probably do with... no, wait, no, we're short on equipment. The Royal Marines are already fighting aggressively hard to try and get ashore in Cuba. Trying to train more will just end up dooming the offensive before it's even begun. It's the Argentinians that are the real problem, and my attempt to knock them out of the war with a strike from the Falklands has proved unsuccessful. We're now bogged down in Patagonia. It's fine, it's fine. It's alright, everything's... Australia, well, no, I didn't let them fall in the first place. Australia never fell. There's just the standard Imperial Federation thing happened. You know, where they break away, and then you have to go and get them back by force. They never fell, it just... The standard Imperial Federation path happened. So we've got radar. Need more radar. And put some there as well. Bigger radars on the Falklands and South Georgia, please. And put some on the tip of South America as well. Sorry, Africa, I mean. Some there. Some there. And some there to keep an eye on things. More radars on the southern bit of Britain. Keep an eye on everything, and then we'll put some radars in the Mediterranean as well, so we can keep an eye on things there. There we go. That's fine. I could probably do another factory on medium bombers as we upgrade from the there we go. This is the we're actually sinking convoys headed to South Africa. So that's South America, I mean. There we go, we need to get into Brisbane as fast as we can. Cut off their supplies. No, Imperial Britain Path Dragon, Imperial Britain. Not Imperial Federation, Imperial Britain. You know, King's Party, all that jazz. They always break away when you do that, you can't stop them. There we go, commit to that action. How many people have died in this war? The Argentinians have thrown 1.2 million, nearly 1.3 million men onto this funeral pyre for themselves, and they keep throwing more. They've lost more men than I have. That's honestly impressive. What's got the most grunt in the Navy right now? That'd probably be the home fleet. Where is the Atlantic Fleet, actually, now that I think about it? Oh! The North Atlantic Fleet is here. Let's actually get them down to provide shore bombardment support. Get all the 18-inch guns of the KGVs in. That'll help with the invasion of Cuba, I think. Oh, I thought the Cuban forces were abroad across the rest of the world. They are apparently not. They are nowhere near as widespread as I thought. There's still a massive concentration in Cuba proper. Casualties are fairly low because there's no point flooding all troops into any of the battlefronts because they are, or they would be, I should say, very much, you know what I mean, overloaded if I did that. Right, okie dokie, so where are we? So we've got, so most of the actions across most of the fronts seem to be moving relatively well. There's some more divisions available to be assigned under Tom Moore. Although I am going to strip some of the divisions to reinforce the Southern Australian Command. There goes the Mughal Indian War. I've been expecting that for some time. The Mughals are going to walk that, I think. Okay, well, which means that brings the Bolivarian alliance in against, which I believe is just Venezuela now, I think. I'm fairly certain that's just Venezuela. Yeah. It's Venezuela. What remains of the it's Venezuela, the Netherlands, and what's left of Manchuria, who are still resisting Japan, even now, which is honestly kind of impressive. And that means that that means that the Dutch East Indies are fighting their overlord now, which is, it's a heck of a world we're in. You should still not need to do it by force. Lions, that's how it works. Like, you have to retake them by force. You can't stop them breaking away if you basically become an absolute monarchy. It's just the way it works in Hoi, that you have to retake them by force. That's just the way it is. Nothing I could have done other than not do the path I've taken, which was not the way I wanted to play. That's just the way Hoi is. You can't avoid the breakup of the Empire and then the reclamation of it by force. I'm fighting alongside Imperial loyalists in all of the nations. Like, Imperialist Australia will reclaim Australia, or I'm helping them to reclaim it. But the breakaway is just something you have to bear in mind when you're playing as Imperial Britain. It just happens. Yep, so the Cuban landing goes fairly well. There's very little they can do to stop the Royal Marines at this point. So many Cuban divisions, that's insane. Can I get an airfield on... I can probably get an airfield on Jamaica. Not a bad idea, that. So we've got the cruisers. Now, if I remember correctly, so I needed. That's right, yeah, the Temeraire class battleships had come into the fleet. So I remember correctly, I was going to. The home fleet was going to be entirely replaced by these I think they have 18-inch guns. I'm fairly certain. The incomparable class battle cruisers were going to serve with the home fleet first scouting group, which is more accurately the fast. Then the... Because in order for this... Yeah, the incomparables were going to go serve with the Far Eastern fleet. Far Eastern Fleet is actually one of the better fleets for cruisers and destroyers, so they're fine. Yeah, the Far Eastern Scouting Force is okay. South Atlantic Fleet needs more destroyers. That can be dealt with. American and West Indies Fleet has an overabundance of cruisers. Again, that's not where cruisers are needed. I think it was basically the Med. Yeah, it was the Med and the Home Fleets that really needed the cruisers. So, 3 for the Home Fleet, 3 for the Mediterranean Fleet, 2 modern cruisers for each of the scouting forces, 1 cruiser for the Rosyth Escort Force, and then the remaining cruiser to the North Atlantic Scouting Force. There we go. There we go. Marvellous. Radar-based fire control system. Fantastic. I really do need more modern destroyers. Do we have a more modern destroyer hull than what we're currently using? We do. Fantastic. Alright. Let's work on a new model destroyer for the Royal Navy. It's not really the hull for the tribals, sadly, but it'll have to do. It's the closest approximation we can get. So we want sonar. We want good fire control, anti-air, dual purpose, twin 4.5 mounts forward, torpedo launcher, give them the best steam engines we've got, upgrade all the fittings, smoke generator, give them another forward 4.5, NAA mount, torpedo launcher, another 4.5 aft, and then a depth charge. Because these aren't ASW assets primarily. They can do the job, but it's not their primary role. There we go. Tribal class destroyers. And so the plan is I'm going to crash build a massive fleet of these. I'm talking... There we go. I'm going to build 60 tribals. Just a massive crash build of these destroyers for the Royal Navy. So the home fleet is going to get its attached new ships, which is fine. This actually means that the Nelsons need to go elsewhere, and I think the Nelsons, the Colorados, are going to actually go to head up the Pacific Fleet, which I may actually split in 2. How is the landings in Cuba? Okay, the landings in Cuba are still going fairly well. It's going to take a while, but we will get there. We will get ashore. We are just gradually working our way through the Cubans, gradually attriting their divisions one after the other. It's the longest naval landing I've seen in some time in Hoi, but it's going. The 18-inch guns of the KGVs are banging away at the shoreline. Oh God, look at that. There's also like 46 Cuban brigades that can't get home to defend the homeland because the Royal Navy is blocking off all travel in the Caribbean. How goes the Australian front? Fairly well. We're on the door of Brisbane, but any attempt to actually seize it is unlikely for now. We're bombing the ever-living crap out of Wellington. Don't know if we'll get across. Like I say, I'm probably gonna... I suppose it's worth a try. I don't think the offensive will succeed, but it's worth a try. Mosquitoes going in. New tactical bombers that we've got. Holding the line in Western Australia. Holding the line in Eastern Australia. Just basically waiting for the opportunity. It's a hellhole down here, but that's not very surprising. The Malaysian troops are doing most of the fighting and the dying for me. I'm going to send them some additional... I'm going to send them some rifles. They could probably do with them, actually. There we go. How are we doing? Convoy raiding is preventing Australia from getting any supplies it needs to actually function. This is fine. Uh, Operations in South America, the initiative has firmly swung to the Argentinians, but they are not making any headway. In fact, all they're doing is just racking up an incredibly stupid number of casualties, with numbers racking into nearly 1.5 million dead, just from their participation in the war alone. The Marines are ashore in Cuba, moving to consolidate our gains. Very quickly, let me just... oh, they're trying to take us there, that's no good. Let's see if we can't get a single squadron of fighters and... get a squadron of Hurricanes at first, and then we'll get some Typhoons in, and that should be enough to lock down the area nice and easy. Grant us at least aerial contention, if not aerial dominance. Yeah, now they're ashore and they've not got the river to hide behind. There's very little the Cubans can do, despite the Royal Marines being outnumbered like 6-1. The Cuban brigades are just 6 infantry. They are no match for the amphibious mechanized Royal Marines. Ah, excellent. Tube alloys. Excuse me. High explosive research. What high explosive here, you ask? Well, it's your good friend, the Friendly Sunshine. In a realistic world, you would never let them break away in the first place, but it is a game. Well, the thing is, there's very little that the Crown could do to prevent them breaking away, even in the real world. Do you really think that Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the actual dominions that have a say, would be willing to stick with the British Empire if the Crown suddenly decided that it was going to disregard tradition, disregard the will of the people, disregard the will of the dominions, and just do what it felt like doing? Probably not. Improved anti-air, we need that. There we go. Our helicopters are flying in support of the Marines in Cuba. This is very good. Helicopters are doing a lot of work here. This is very nice indeed. Having supporting helicopters for logistics and... Well, we haven't got the heavy lift helos yet, or air mobile, but they were actually doing... The helicopters with the Marines are just doing fantastic work. There we go. Secured an encirclement. That will not last very long. And we're just going to march all the way to Havana and knock the Cubans out of the war. Basically. Which takes their divisions out of the equation. And actually means that the front in Australia can move forwards. Well, no, it's actually, we have to remove some other players as well, so some of the other Caribbean nations will have to be removed as well, but that shouldn't be too difficult. If the Marines can land in Cuba, they can land anywhere else. And let me expand the number of squadrons available in the Caribbean now. Up to 200 fighters and 400 CAS. And then the final 2 squadrons will be tactical aircraft, which I will deploy for logistic strike and close air support missions. There we go. Marvellous. Let's see what this gentleman can get in terms of new traits. No, we'll do shore bombardment bonus increase, because that'll be quite useful for the invasions of the Dominican Republic and the Kingdom of Haiti. Ooh, night vision equipment. Very good. I need to build reactors, primarily... We'll put reactors in the US. I'm sure US citizens won't mind. Well, US citizens, Imperial citizens, I should say. I'm sure they will not mind. And these reactors get the top priority. Yeah, the Italians are folding, but it's not very surprising. Yep, so there we go. Operations in Cuba going... Oh, the gentleman has another logistics thing you can get. You can get amphibious as well. Beautiful, fantastic. What about the lads in South Africa? Let's get defensive doctrine for better entrenchment. Get organization. Get charismatic, because that'll help the lads. Again, ambusher we've got. Get me... oh, we need more command power to get that, but we will. We will get that. There we go. How are we doing in South America? Yeah, the Argentinians are continuing to throw themselves at us, but their logistics are straining. As you can see, you're starting to see them beginning to run low on equipment. There will come a point where we will be getting resupply and they won't. And at that moment, that is basically when the hammer drops on their forehead. And when that happens, that's basically when we win. I'm also continuing to build up the port at Rawson, so that we can then push that objective forwards with the supplies we'll have built up. It seems like the Argentinians and the Cubans know something's up. They're trying to force us northwards from the gains we've made in Australia. That's all right though. Everything is going as I actually want it to. I'm not willing to commit. I'm not willing to train up more troops than I have already. Basically down to the fact that, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I need to conserve manpower and equipment, and fighting this war in a sort of lean manner as I am, with heavy emphasis on mechanization, smaller divisions, and where I need bulk, bringing in a bunch of basically cannon fodder from Malaya to do the bulk of the fighting and the dying in Australia, is far better than trying to commit mass armies against Australia and other places. The only place where the real British army is fighting is actually in Argentina, where a major force commitment is actually required. It's all down to basically trying to prevent... I'm actually going to let my boys reorg in Cuba. Let them reorg for a bit. Sit, weather some Cuban attacks, reorganize, get ready for phase 2. The Austrians have moved in to, along with their Turkish allies, to... Actually, that's a point. I am going to check the Turkish navy, because I am worried that they may have built it up. They have not. Romania is building up a force of destroyers. Bulgaria has nothing. Austria-Hungary has nothing. The French have more battleships now. They have... Well, not that much more either. The Poles have nothing. Polish-Lithuanian Germany has a few things, but not much. They seized back their navy from the Germans. The Mughal Empire and the Indians are fighting a horrific stalemate. China's sat there not doing anything. Japan retains some of their fleet, but nothing major. The Imperial Chinese retain very little. The Argentine battleships, I believe we clobbered... Yeah, we got one of them. Moreno, I think. Rivadavia still exists. So we've got to try and get the rest of them, but that's for the future. There we go. Avro for the Lancaster. And... Okay. Oh, they're down to 5 divisions in Cuba. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Yep, this is it. Gonna once the air power and bombardment kicks in, that's it. Yeah, they're just... The Cubans just get thoroughly thrashed. Like, they throw in more and more men to try and stop us, but all it does is give our Air Force more and more targets to hit. Oh, that's right, this guy doesn't have mechanized supply. I wondered why the supply situation was constrained. Yeah, that's why. They don't have motorized supply. There we go, we'll fix that. Oh, medals! Medal time! Medal time! Yeah, yeah, we'll give both these Marine divisions the Victoria Cross, because they've earned it. They've absolutely earned it. Give them the VC. Light tanks are missing from division requirements? Hang on a minute. What light tanks do we operate? And who still operates light armor? Are we having to supply the New Zealand Light Tank Brigade? Must be, I suppose. Let me just check what it's using. No, it's using its own tanks. Then what divisions are using light tanks in our army currently? Our infantry divs should only be using light TDs, which they are. Our motorized is just motorized. Our tanks are just mediums. Mediums, motorized, light tank destroyer. Garrisons use armored cars. Royal Marines, oh, they have armored recon companies, that's why. Let me just replace that with a light armored recon company instead. There we go, that'll fix that. Make use of all these armored cars we've been having. And we'll get improved aircraft construction for weird things like flying wings. Because that'll be funny. Well, everything has gone fairly well. There we go. Bring in reinforcements. Push towards Havana goes fairly well. Argentine offensive action is really... Well, it's not hurting us, but it's causing problems more than it's actually giving solutions. I'm just letting them exhaust themselves. I'm letting them bleed through equipment and men that they just fundamentally do not have to burn. And then once they've burnt it, I'll unleash a withering counterattack that will basically shatter their lines. I know why they're trying to do what they're trying to do. It's the only real option they have. Doesn't mean it's not a bad one. Yeah, if the Argentinians can be capitulated, that will break the front. If the Argentinians and Cubans go, the fronts in Australia basically crack wide open. And actually so does the New Zealand front as well. It's all tied to the destruction of the Argentinian nation now. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm actually considering the use of atomic arms against the Argentinians. And for that purpose, I actually will deploy... Oh, no, I don't want that. I want to deploy... Ah, there we go. Where are my strategic bombers? There we go. Give me one wing of Halifaxes, please. And start exercising them vigorously when they actually arrive. Like the Falklands is just covered in airfields now. It's just a massive... West Falkland is basically just an airstrip now. Sending masses of aircraft to the continent. I'm going to commit to a counterattack as soon as the current wave of Argentine attacks dies down, see if we can't make some headway. And it will also buy time for our troops to reorganize, even to a limited degree, by forcing the Argentinians onto the defensive. Even just buying our troops a little bit of time to reorganize is vital. Otherwise, we'll not be able to commit to a defensive action of the kind that will enable us to, well, succeed. Flying bomb, intercontinental bomb, mothership aircraft. I think the ballistic missile will be more useful. Okay, we've made some headway. We're approaching the previous high water mark of British advance. Even just a new port nearer the front would be useful. And if we can get that up to level 2, that'd be even better. Get both those positions built up as best as we can. It's bought us a little bit of time to get forward. Not as much as I would like, even with the sheer amount of air power we've got. The Argentinians have mobilized for basically total, almost self-destructive war. And it's working for them, just about. The Cubans have stopped our offensive short of Havana, and have dug in incredibly deep. Havana will likely not fall. Not for now, anyway. What I can do, and what I'll basically have to do, is I am basically going to deploy 1,000 CAS aircraft on Cuban soil. And I am just going to batter my way into Havana with massed air power. If at first you don't succeed, throw more aircraft at the problem until it breaks. That's the hope, anyway. Current operational tempo in South America is sustainable, just about. All's not perfect, but it could be worse. I need an airfield close to the front. I mean, I have airfields close to the front. I mean, I suppose, yeah, I could probably do with there being an airfield actually on South America proper. Now that you mention it, yeah, I'll get a level 10 built. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to complicate the supply situation. But I think supply situation on the front has actually gotten to the point where we are able to. Oh, here we go. No, we will not increase security. We're fine. We need the atomic bomb now. No, don't need the subcarrier right now. What ground projects have we got? Little David. I suppose firing across the channel at the French would be hilariously funny. Oh, that will be the Italians dying, I suspect. Yep. Oh! Okay! Well, the German Reich's back. They've broken... They're still under Polish control, but they are the German Reich once again. They're not the old German focus tree, though, because that was the nation that just got destroyed. Austria-Hungary now has regained northern Italy. Denmark controls Rome. Tuscany is a free nation. Polish, Lithuania, and Italy exist. France now controls Sicily and the boot of Italy. And also controls Libya. If there is to be another conflict, I expect it'll be between the Danubian Federation and the French. I suspect. If it comes to that. It may not come to that, but I don't know if it will or not. Aircraft have arrived on the continent now and are supporting the forward drives as we head further north. Oh, good lord, the strength damage being inflicted by our air power against the... More ground crews? No, we're alright for now. I had to throw my own men into the counterattack. Because we need more aircraft to arrive. The more aircraft we throw into the attack on Havana, the better it'll be. Just the sheer amount of firepower. Will they just die? Come on. The Argentinians are throwing so many men into a meat grinder. If I could separate piece them out, I would, but I can't. They're in it to the end. And until the South Americans are dealt with, Australia is basically a stalemate. And both sides know it. We all know it. None of us want to admit it, but we all know it. It's annoying, but it's true. Right. I'm going to leave you looking at. I'm going to leave you all looking at the mess that is the South American front. I need to quickly deal with something that has come up momentarily. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Oh dear. Salvadorian operatives, everyone operatives, operatives for everybody, all and sundry. All trying to get our secrets. Honestly. Anybody would think there's a war on. Nope, give them the resources. We need the wind tunnels. If we don't get the wind tunnels, we don't get the required stuff we need to actually, you know, do the correct things. There we go. Better early helicopter applications. Engineering. Bit early for that. Get the improved construction again. Is there anything that I don't have? Here we go. You haven't accidentally selected this. Logistics. Perfect. Fantastic. Brilliant. Okay, good. I think Havana's going to have to be nuked. I'm going to have to nuke Havana in order to actually clear the way for my troops to actually get in. Yeah, there's going to have to be a commitment of tactical of atomic ordnance to Havana. That will then mean that I'll be able to break in and achieve my objective. I hope. Good news, the normal infantry on the Western Front are actually doing really well in Argentina. That's good. Although in Australia, I've been driven back away from Brisbane by a combined New Zealand-Argentinian force. It's disconcerting, but, well, what can you do? Ah, there we go. Jet engines. Fantastic. Ah, motherships. Should probably get them as well. Be quite handy. Mothership. Early miniature fighters. Improved miniature fighters. Aerial hangars. Oh my goodness. Really? We have to do... Forget basic motherships, really? Okay. To get the airframes, then fine. I guess that's what I'll do. But I can at least get the modern small... probably Gloucester for the Meteor. And then we can get the basic modern medium airframe as well. With de Havilland. So that'll give us a jet aircraft for the first time. Which is probably kind of vital given the war we're fighting. I think the gains we've made have been made thanks to air power. Whoever it was that suggested we put aircraft on the continent, fantastic idea, well done. You did well there. It's you who actually enabled the forces to push the way they've pushed. To drive the Argentinians back, as far back as they have been driven. Stop trying to kill my Marines, it's not going to work. How are we doing in terms of equipment? We're actually low on... We need mechanized. A lot more mechanized. We are starting to run low. I can do my doctrines. I need to do my doctrines. Okay, yep. Yeah, aerial radar searches, advanced jet tactics, forward SAM integration. For our land doctrine. Yep. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Armored army. That could work. Maneuver warfare. Yeah, we'll go with maneuver warfare doctrine. That's what we'll go with. We don't need that any armored cars. We need more UC carriers, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. How have the Cubans still got so much in the way of kit? If we can take that airfield off them in the north, we can deny them air power and be through to a supply hub. The offensives involved are actually brutal, but I think we've reached the what's it called? The moment of decision, I believe it's called. A major breakthrough is imminent on the Argentine front. The second naval landing in Argentina. Problem is that would just run into the same problems that, well, all of the Marines are committed in Cuba. There's no forces to relieve them. I am bombarding Havana. My ships are offshore doing it. You just can't see them because they're on a mission to do it. Like I say, the best way to actually do this will be to drop an atom bomb on Havana and then march into the wrecked hellscape that we leave behind. That would be the best way. The problem is we are actually lagging behind in armoured research. We need better tanks. I just haven't been working on them as fast as I should be, which is entirely on me. Because the war we've been fighting hasn't really been a maneuver war in the traditional sense. It's been very much a war fought in fits and starts, not with the army I want, but with the army I have. I have some of the army I want. We've actually broken through into the enemy rear now. We've achieved operational maneuver in the rear areas, having broken deep into Argentine territory. Our operational maneuver groups are now moving deep into Commonwealth rear areas. Their troops are exhausted. Ours are less exhausted than theirs. If we can just keep the pressure on, constantly push the men forwards, even despite how tired they are, continue to drive them back, ever further back, we can achieve the breakthrough we've been working for this entire 2-year period that the war with Argentina has been ongoing. And finally end this conflict. Once the Argentinians fold, the war in Australia is won. Because their troops will leave, we'll have a force advantage, and that'll be that. But that has to happen before any maneuver warfare can take place anywhere else. We're on the verge of it now. We just need to continually throw our men into the fight. If we stop to reorganize, the momentum goes to them. I can't have it. I won't have it. Problem is, they brought in Dominican Republic reserves, and now our front is getting a little bit stagnated. There's little I can do to prevent it. Although we have at least achieved the breakthrough I was looking for, with troops now in position to actually seize a critical supply hub belonging to Argentine forces in the north, opening up a new supply route for our troops. If I can only build a railway line to get it, it's come at the cost of more than a few good men. But it was worth it. We can just push them off that port. We can stop and reorganize on the eastern part of the front. Once we've taken this northern supply dump, we can stop, reorganize, reevaluate. Never mind. I've changed my mind. Don't stop. Break through. Smash through their lines to the next port behind it. We've achieved the initiative. If we stop now, they reorganize and the front stabilizes again. I won't have it. Lions, radiation's not that bad. We can just radiation suit up. It'll be fine. And if the troops die, then they die. But we'll have achieved our objective and knocked Cuba out of the war. It's an acceptable risk. Okay, we have achieved our objective in the west. The Argentinian Western supply hub has been taken, and with them, their Western supply situation has been rendered critical. The war has become one of maneuver exceptionally quickly. British forces are now at the gates of Buenos Aires. It's only a matter of time now. And I'm looking to encircle it from both sides. What was a static war of attrition has become a war of movement, and now it's he who capitalizes on that change is going to be the victor. And it's going to be us that capitalize on it. I know my mobile brigades are tired. I know they need resupply. I know they ideally need to stop, but they can't stop now. We're so close to final victory. The key is Argentina. If they fall, everything else falls into place. We're so close now. So close now. Come on. Buenos Aires has fallen. Argentina cannot be far off falling now. Their northern capital is now an easy march away. There's very little that can be done to actually stop me getting there now. Their troops that are guarding the route to it are battered, broken, out of supply. There's so little they can do to stop us. How goes Cuba? Even the Cubans are starting to run low on supplies and equipment. From trying to push my Marines off. It's only a matter of time now, gentlemen. And Rivadavia came out, an aircraft from Lexington sent her to the bottom. Berwick and Cumberland sank the cruiser Almirante Brown and La Argentina. I'm ordering an attack on Havana. With massed air power and shore bombardment, we should be able to break them. Without the use of atomics, I hope. There we go. Come on. Keep the front going. Push it hard, lads. Push it hard. Come on, push it hard. We're on a timetable here, folks. Let's not dilly-dally. Come on, push it hard. Push it hard. That's it, lads. Push it hard. Come on, there we go. Get it forward. Get it forward. The Poles think they can spy on me, do they? Well, they won't stand for that for very long. Give me Yeah, give me 20 on mechanized. I need more. As much as can be given to me. There we go. Go through there. Oh, the Portuguese want to send me volunteers. The old alliance stands true. Good old Portugal. There we go. Oh yeah, this war just became a war of movement incredibly quickly. Like once that first breakthrough. Wait, did we just do it? Okay, Cuba's gone. That means all their equipment is gone. I'm ordering a full-scale offensive action in Australia. With the Cubans gone, the Argentinians about to fall. A massive hole has been opened up in the lines. Brisbane is ripe for the taking, and Brisbane will now be taken. Argentina's gone. That means that... Okay, Argentina is gone, although some of their divisions still linger on in places, which is annoying. Never mind, not a problem. Not a problem at all. The Argentinians have been destroyed. Good. Good. Right. With that in mind, we can move on to the assault on various other Caribbean states to put them out of the war as well, before I send my Marines to help kill the New Zealanders. But for now, with the Argentinian forces in Western Australia removed, this now means that the way is open to a short, sharp offensive to shatter the lines of the forces in position, and win for us an almost complete and total victory. I'm now actually going to commit air power to the operation. And I'm also going to start producing transport aircraft in the form of Avro Yorks. Basically down to the fact that I'm going to need them for what I plan to do in operations in regards to Europe. Well done, gentlemen. You did it. Operational success was achieved. I'm going to send the tank regiment to the Australian theatre. Pack your bag, lads, you're going. Without Argentinian support, the front is moving again. Start at the bottom of Africa and way up through Europe with migration. That's a horrible idea, Lions. That's a really bad idea. That is a really, really bad idea. That gives them time to fortify. You have to start in Europe if you're going to fight any of the colonial powers. I control most of Africa anyway. India will probably... the reclamation of India will probably be my first target. Wait until both sides of that war are weak, and then hit them. Probably in the aftermath of whatever peace conference comes out of it. While I plan for the invasion of Europe. This will be after I've consolidated myself as the Imperial Federation. We might have an episode where I'm actually at peace for a while. That'd be funny. That'd be aggressively funny, actually. There we go. There we go. That gives them some AT to deal with armor, which is what we want in this particular case. We have outrun our supply down here, haven't we? That's exactly what's happened. Yeah. So we need a new supply. We need a new supply depot, and it's faster to build a small port for basic supply and logistics in this area. Although we have made headway in the west. Actually, the west is where we're now making headway. We're looking at a major encirclement of exiled Cuban divisions along with other assets. The Royal Marines are ready for their next Caribbean opposition. Naval assault plan has been organised. Operation will be ready in 29 days. Advanced mechanization. Excellent. That'll help us mechanize our forces even further than they already are. Bombing is taking place of key positions. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Continue to build Avro Yorks for now. I got Home Command, which is mostly mechanized, motorized divisions, although I will be working on a new mechanized formation to work with them, probably with light armored support for the mechanized. They are stopping us there, which is annoying. Never mind. If they're going to stop us there, they're going to stop us there, and that's the way it is. There we go. Fantastic. I need that armor over here. Luckily, it's a fairly short run from South America to Australia. Shouldn't take long. There we go. Work the doctrine of my powers. Can I increase the number of bombers in hitting targets in Eastern Australia? Not yet. I can't. But the bombing raids are probably having the desired effect. Every day, buildings are flattened. The railway network of Australia is just a broken mess at this point, with the damage we've inflicted on it. Which was, to be fair, by design. Right? The naval invasion's going ashore in Haiti, directly into their capital. No point beating around the bush. A, it's the only port on the island, well, the only port in Haiti anyway. And if I'm going to hit anywhere, it may as well be there. We have a large amount, and I do mean a large amount, of air support available. And the invasion is going to go even better because there's nowhere near as many divisions defending that port as there were defending Guantanamo Bay. It is disconcerting that our troops are suffering the way they are. Oh, Haiti just fell. That was easy. Right, don't give the Dominican Republic a chance to reorganize. Hit them hard. Again, more Victoria Crosses. Well, that's concentrated a bunch of their troops inside their capital. What remains is outside and will be crushed by our Marine division shortly. With the ability to attack the capital from two sides, we're going to quite easily and thoroughly dispatch the Dominican Republic. It will not take long. Steadily, we wipe away the stains of the past. And now we're just waiting for the arrival of our... Yep, there we go. There goes the Dominican Republic. Under British rule. Now is the time for us to send our boys to New Zealand for Operation Rolling Thunder. A landing in Wellington in force to support the troops of the Imperial New Zealand Army. With Argentina now gone, the Argentinian troops defending the majority of the front have no supply. As such, their ability to actually be combat capable is negligible. And even the Malaysian troops with their somewhat low supply are proving easily capable of shattering the Argentine lines. Hopefully, with the 20 minutes I have left to stream, we'll be able to finish this war. And wrap everything up in a nice, neat little bow. That is the plan, anyway. Well, there's the modern small airframe, which is useful. That means I can get Gloucester Meteors into service. Beautiful. There we go, Wet Wing. More Hispanos. No, not a Swept Wing. Give it elliptical. Nope, can't have either of those. Ooh, a G-suit. Very nice. Reflex gun sight. Small pressurized cabin. Self-sealing fuel tanks. And armor plating. The Gloucester Meteor. And then for close air support. Heavy bomb locks. A Wet Wing. Heavy rocket rails. Give it a laminar flow straight wing. And caught the Vampire. Give it a G-suit. Self-sealing fuel tanks. Dive brakes. And a small pressurized cabin. Along with a reflex gun sight. The Vampire close air support aircraft. Now for the naval strike aircraft. Really? You won't give me the Firebrand as my... Okay. Fine. This game at times can be frustrating. Very frustrating. Extra fuel tanks, small pressurized cabin, self-sealing fuel tanks, the Firebrand. Marvellous. There we go. And then we come to the naval aircraft, which will obviously be... Really? The Wyvern is my carrier-based fighter? Surely not. What does the game think that my carrier-based naval one will be? Well, that's the Firebrand. And carrier-based Cass? In fact, Okay, I'm not going to knock it. So if I give it concentrating props and a single early jet, that doesn't work. Fair enough, never mind. In that case, then it'll have the final generation of British inlines instead. We'll have to wait one more generation before jet aircraft come into the fleet, but that's fine. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. It means I can actually have the most mature piston-engined, well, in this case, turboprop-driven aircraft actually available to the fleet. And then obviously for this is the Blackburn Firebrand. Again, high aspect wing to give it long range. Has the best radial we can fit it with. More emergency power. Supercharger. No G-suit required. Extra fuel tanks. Small pressurized cabin. Self-sealing fuel tank. Armor plating. There we go. And then for our CAS aircraft, this will be the Firecrest. Semi-elliptical wing for this. Actually, no. No, give me a laminar flow straight wing. Give me contra-rotating props for speed. Give me a supercharger. G-suit, because it's a CAS aircraft. Reflex gun sight to direct the bombs. Give me dive brakes. Give me armor plating. Give me extra fuel tanks. Oh, you're kidding me. I can't design it. Fine. Okay, I guess we can't design it. We haven't got the thing. Never mind, that's okay. We have brought some jets into the fleet, which is fine. That is fine. Not perfect, but it's fine. We need better jet engines than what we've got. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. It's not perfect, but it'll do. It will do. Can't have it all. Can't have it all. No matter how much we might want it. Well, I've taken Brisbane. That's something. I'm going to speed up time a bit, so we're literally waiting for forces to cross the Pacific. Where are the lads? That's still not past New Zealand yet. The Royal Marine Expeditionary Force is on its way to New Zealand. We've very nearly achieved our objective. We're so close to victory now. We don't have the improved medium airframes yet. Oh, no, we do, actually. So I can design something to replace the Mosquito. AW5056, which is fine. 3 early jet engines should be sufficient. It has a completely straight wing, doesn't it? Yeah. That'll probably be probably a high aspect wing. 2 medium bomb bays. No engine modification, it can't take one. Early chaff dispenser, that'll help it defend itself. Medium pressurized cabin, that's exceptionally useful. Give it a bomb sight. Give it self-sealing fuel tanks. Air-to-ground radar. And a decent radio navigation beacon. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's not quite a Canberra yet. It's getting there, but it's not quite there yet. There we go. That's our new medium bomber to replace the Mosquito. Why can't it replace the Mosquito 1 for 1? Hang on. Yeah, why have you got a different thing that you can do? Why can you do Naval Patrol? Oh, that's why. It's got air-to-ground radar. I need to remove that then. That's a problem. That's annoying. That's fine. We'll have to phase out the aircraft that have that and replace them with ones uh, that have the facility to not have that. It's fine though, it's not a problem. I'm just going to ramp up aircraft production as we're getting into the replacement of older aircraft with jet aircraft. It's fine. Oh, hello. That appears to be a run south to Sydney on the cards there. And I don't mind if I do that. They're trying a desperate gambit to halt the Western Australia offensive. It is a fairly desperate gambit, and I can see that, but it's not going to work for them, no matter how much they might want to try. Argentinian troops are trying to stop us, but again, they have no country left, so they have no more supplies left. So, take from that what you will. Let me get the fire crest ready to go, seeing as I do have the experience to make it now. While the war goes on in the background. There we go. Give it laminar flow, please. Contra-rotating propellers. Radial engine. Supercharger. G-suit. Reflex gun sight. Small pressurized cabin. Self-sealing fuel tanks. Dive brakes. Perfect. Perfect. That is fantastic. Oh, that's an encirclement opportunity right there, if ever there was one. It looks like they're concentrating within sight of Sydney for their last-ditch defensive effort. Armoured formations passing New Zealand now. Shouldn't be long now, gentlemen. Ooh, 1947 airframes. Very nice. And that gives me Hastings as my transport aircraft. Even better. How quickly are the jets starting to filter into squadron service? Let's have a look. We got some Tempests, but Spitfire Mark IIs are still in service. Meteors are filtering in. We've got an even half and half mix Typhoons, Brigands, but Vampires are filtering in. Large airframes are basically all Halifaxes. Medium airframes are a mixed. Some Blenheim still on strength, mostly Mosquito, some AW56s coming in. Carrier Crest is all Sea Fury, one Firecrest coming on strength. Warwicks are giving way to Firebrands. And on the main carriers, Barracudas have nearly phased out Albacores. And then Firebrands are coming in to replace the Barracudas. Gotta march on to Adelaide if we can. Seize that territory. Seize that forward airstrip so our aircraft can come down from the north. Seize Sydney if that's practicable, which it probably is. I hope it is. If it isn't, we're in trouble, but you never know. More excavation. Oh, hello. Ah, excellent. There it is. I'm sorry, Canberra, but I'm afraid you... Oh, we can't do that until... I've completed the project. That's annoying. As funny as it would be, we can't do that yet, which is a shame. Sydney has fallen into our hands. Our aircraft can now range freely across Australia. Ready to move. There we go. The Eastern Front forces don't need any backup, it's the Western forces that need the support. How are we doing in terms of large force? I'm going to need the invasion capacity for the invasion of continental Europe. Oh, we do have Avro Lancasters. Very good. Very, very good. So 4 of the best inline engines the RAF can provide. Concentrating propellers. Large bomb bay. High speed, high aspect ratio wing. Turbocharger to just give the increased thing. Twin tail aircraft. Bomb sights. Early chaff dispenser. At least a decent cannon defensive armament. Large pressurized cabin for increased range. Extra fuel tanks. And then, of course, self-sealing fuel tanks as well. Beautiful. Fantastic. The Lancasters can now phase out the Halifax, which is good. Very good indeed. What the heck is going on in the Balkans? Oh, the Danubian Federation just collapsed. Various states within it broke away to have a fight of their own. Slovenia broke off to fight amongst various states, which is a bit weird, but hey-ho. 3 Australian destroyers. Oh, it's the Scrap Iron Flotilla! Oh, no, it's not. It's the New Zealand destroyers. Just saw off some of the Australian submarines from attacking our lads. Beautiful. Fantastic. Sydney has been retaken, which is annoying, but that's fine. Not a problem. Not a problem. We're on the verge of total victory. I can't be stopped now by niggly little things like that. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's it. Keep it going. For a second there, I had a moment. And here come the tanks that deliver the hammer blow to the Australians, and then here come the Marines to deliver the hammer blows to the New Zealanders. And finally end this conflict. Finally! Victory is in sight. Get 'em, lads! Yeah, there you go, that's right. Yeah, now the tanks have shown up. Where are you? There you are. There you are. There you are, Richie. I want a spearhead offensive on Canberra. Just crack it wide open, mate. Just crack it wide open. Off you go, Richie. Good luck. Oh god, that's just shattered the front line wide open. Yeah, the armored core just broke the front in two. We're completely through. And the Marines are in place. We're commencing we can't commence Operation Resolute Scimitar because we don't have the ability to actually commence it. Let me bring one unit of the Pacific Fleet down to conduct patrol operations in the Tasman Sea. There we go. We've succeeded in breaking through. Yeah, the Australians are going to collapse soon. Where is that? Where is that ex-American force? It's coming. Oh, we got one of the Fletchers, Anderson. Nice. I wonder how many more we got. It's been a long war, folks. It's been a long war. But we did succeed. There we go. I wish they'd try and... Please go away. I have a landing to do. How many men have died on their side? 4 million men. 4 million men have died. Almost 2.5 million of them Argentinians. The Cubans and the Caribbeans put another million into that pot. 1.25 million men have died on our side. A paltry amount. And that is that. That is that. Victory is ours. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very pleased. Very, very pleased to announce the formation of the Anglosphere. Look at that! Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Look at that. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's actually gorgeous. So South Africa released the puppet. Then we want... Oh. Where are the rest of... Where's... Oh, hang on, of course I can't see them because they're not resisting. Where's Canada? Gotta find it. Malta, Micronesia, Palestine, Sierra Leone, the US, Angola. Release nation, releases a puppet. Where's New Zealand? There we go. Releases a puppet. And where's Canada? So Quebec. There must be here somewhere. Canada, 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 Canada. Irish People's Union, Quebec, Scotland. Ah, there we go. Well, nearly didn't. There we go. Excellent. The Anglosphere and its colonial holdings. Anglican Australia, Nova Zealandia, Unitary South Africa, and the province of Canada. Now, gentlemen, the time has come to work towards the Imperial Federation, and then spread that federation to control the entire planet. The reason I wanted to do this, though, was to get all this lovely core territory on the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, the task ahead of us will not be an easy one. But I can promise you that it will be nothing short of insane, the amount of things we can do. Especially as we stand down from a wartime footing from certain industries that we have. Well, folks, the Anglosphere is here. And in the next stream, we will spread this among... We will consolidate our gains. We will move forwards. We will rationalize the Royal Navy, integrate the territories we need to integrate. And then, once we have done this, and formed the Imperial Federation, the time will come. First, South America. Then, Asia. And then finally, Europe. And our old enemy, France. But that is all for the future. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode that's seen us actually end the reunification wars of the British Empire successfully and core the United States of America. I hope you've all enjoyed. Take care, everybody, and I will catch you all. Well, I'll catch you all in an hour and a half, when Fleet's Random Ramblings, the Red Fleet timeline, will be streamed on YouTube. So I hope I see you all there. Take care, everyone, and I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.